Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing a Louis Vuitton inspired design using this ring finger. It's a stiletto nail. And for step one, we're going to be laying down the background using Sally Hensen Miracle Gel. So the color that we are using today is going to be Spice Age. It's one of my favorite shades, and I'm using this to kind of make that iconic Louis Vuitton background. And the inspiration that I'm using today is called the Afterglow Platform Ankle Boot. I thought this was like so super interesting because it is half the traditional pattern on the brown background, and it's kind of covered in black leather. Look it up. The model number is 1AAC2V as in Victor. And this ankle boot is currently being sold for $1,650. Another expensive boot, but it's not one of the expensive. I did look up the most expensive Louis Vuitton boot, and it wasn't that interesting. It was black leather, and it was kind of like, it had some prickly pattern on it, and I did not think at all that would be an interesting nail. So finding an interesting shoe to replicate was a little difficult because I didn't want it to look like a typical bag, but I did find a couple of shoes that I think you're gonna enjoy. So this is gonna be like obviously the first video of 2 videos that I'm going to be doing a Louis Vuitton inspired shoes. Inspired design. So I laid down 2 coats of this. It comes down pretty transparent, but after that fully dried, I don't know how many hours, I was just like doing other things. I'm going to lay down some Model 1's base coat so that I can apply more gel polish over it. We're going to do some line work. So for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. Give that a cure. And then for step 2, we're going to be doing the Louis Vuitton design using Madame Glam pudding gel. So I'm going to give this a nice nail cleanse, remove that sticky layer, and we've laid down that base coat so we can do some line work. So I'm going to be drawing up the iconic Louis Vuitton background. It's fairly straight and simple. It's the L and the V and a couple of shapes. Oh man, it's really hard to explain things today. It's Monday morning and I don't think I've woken up yet. But yeah, so I'm just copying their pattern. And to be honest, like, I was a little intimidated. It seems fairly straight and simple, but to replicate something that's exact is always kind of nerve-wracking for me, because I want to get it done right. But you know, it'll be okay, because this is pudding gel. Any gel you can always just scrape off or wipe off and do it over again. So, and this is actually the second one that I did, because the first one that I attempted was a little squat. So this is my second take at doing this L and V symbol. I have never ever owned anything made by Louis Vuitton, so this is not my forte. Brands are nice to read about sometimes and see on the internet or TV, but definitely not something that I can hold in my hand or would want to hold in my hand, just because of the price point. I think it's great if you can get these brand name items. They make some really good stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, I've got real life bills. So I'm not that fortunate to be carrying any brand name anything. And if I do, which I do have, it's been gifted pretty much. So leave a comment below. Let me know what brands you have in your closet, or brands that you would like to have in your closet. I know for a long time I had some infatuation with Prada when I was growing up. I don't know where I heard the word. I just found out about Prada one day and I wanted Prada everything, until I found out that there was like a belt that was like $800, and I'm like, that is insane. So, and I don't even really wear belts. I don't wear belts. I don't have a wallet. I don't have purses. I don't do watches. I mean, at most I'll do shoes and dresses maybe, that I would consider having name brands. I mean, no, next to shoes. I do shoes, but I would never get a name brand in a shoe because I am horrible with my shoes. When I would, you know, I love heels and I go out wearing them and going out dancing. So I scuff the heck out of it. I try not to, but I dance, you know, and there's like a ton of people, you know, when you go out to these clubs and they're stepping all over you or bumping into you or whatever. So I just don't, you know, like to have heels that I'm going to be very upset about if I, you know, lose a diamond off of it, or scuff a couple of thousand of that satin finish on there. But yeah, and I'm like one of those types, like when I don't sit at a bar or at a club or anything. I'm usually, you know, dancing the whole entire time. But when I do, I'll find like one of those bar stools and I'll play with the toe kick, or not the toe kick, the footrest, the foot bar, I don't know, the lower bar at the bottom. Like I'll hang my heel, the heel part on it, and I just fidget a lot. So I scuff up my heels that way as well. So that would be a no. I have an ID case. So the fact that I got, you know, I don't do wallets, I don't do purses, like, well, what do I do have? Do I have my cards flying around everywhere? No. Like, I have an ID case. It's very slim and simple. I mean, and it was actually gifted as well. It's not really a gift. I was doing this product line thing, and it was like a reward for selling X amount of whatever. So I got this ID case, and I use that for my cards, my ID, and I don't really carry cash. So there's no need for a wallet for me. Purses are just a little excessive, and then when you gotta go, like, you gotta remember to bring it. Not that I don't think I would ever forget getting a bag, but it's like, and again, college life, I went to school in Newark, New Jersey. We would go into the city. There are probably a few unfavorable places that we hung out. So when you gotta go, you gotta go. Not like we were in the middle of raids and had to run. It's just like, I don't want to be in a position where I have to go and I'm like, oh wait, my bag, and I don't want it to be dangling on my shoulder to where, somebody is just eyeballing it and being like, oh, let's find the best way to get it from her. It's like, you just have to, where I kind of grew up and went to school, you kind of have to be smart about, your belongings and getting mugged and stuff. So that, and I just don't want to be that person to be like, hey, can you hold my purse? Like, I don't, you're just my friend and we're just hanging out, but can you do me like the boyfriend duties and just hold my purse? No one likes that. So I just go as myself, and I have at least one pocket that I can use, which is kind of frustrating as well, because I feel like female clothing either don't have pockets or have like one ridiculous pocket that doesn't really, hold anything. But now that I've went off on a tangent, I can go on hours talking about how I kind of survived being a female, but not really, because there were like basic necessities that you need, and at times you do need that bag for essentials when you're going out. But like, I'd be like, no, I'll rough it out somehow. And, if I've lived all these years without, so it worked pretty well. The gifted bags that I do have and clutches that I do have, I've used for like a fancy event. Or if I'm like, I used to live in the city for a bit, so on rare occasions when, family would visit, I would bring out a bag to put some stuff in. But anyway, so we're just going ahead with this design. Again, it's fairly simple. It's a small space too, so there wasn't much that I can fit here. So I got the V and the L, and I got this, floral looking thing, and then I'm going to put two more on the sides. I wouldn't even know what to call this. That's why it's like so hard to explain what I'm doing. But if you look up Louis Vuitton anything, you'll get to see the pattern that I'm trying to work out here if you don't know it. And I'm just trying to do that on a compressed space, so spacing is obviously off, but I need to kind of make it look like what I'm trying to make it look like. We're going to give this a cure. And then after that, I'm going to lay down some Modelones Top Coat just to seal this all in. I don't want to mess it up. I mean, it's gel, so there's not much to mess up. But I just wanted to put this layer on anyway, and then I'm going to be laying down the black leather portion of this design. Give that a cure. Then for step 3, we're going to be doing the leather boot part of this design using a Gelish gel polish. So the color that we're going to be using today is Black Shadow. Now if you look up the Afterglow platform ankle boot model number 1AAC2V as in Victor, you will see an image on the Louis Vuitton website. It's an ankle boot. It's a high heel ankle boot, and the top collar of it is the iconic background with this pattern here, and then there's like a zipper. And then below that's the black leather boot. So that's basically what I'm doing. And it is kind of like it angles down. So I have this on a bias, and I'm just making sure that I cover this up. I did do 2 coats of this just to make it nice and opaque, because this gel polish does go on a little bit sheer. But as you see, all that like design work that I did kind of got cut off. So it's fine. It's just how it looks anyway. But I really liked the pattern that I was able to replicate. But I guess I can just, just know for me that I did that. So I'm just cleaning up this line with my brush and some nail cleanser. Give that a cure. And I'm applying the second coat now. And after I do this, we're going to move on to the next part of this design. Give that a cure. And for the next step, we're going to be creating the zipper, and for this we're going to be using the Beetles Rhinestone gel. So I want to do this in sections, so before I do that, I'm going to put on a coat of Gelish matte top coat, because I want to maintain the look of leather and remove that glossy shine. Give that a cure. And so I'm going to be taking my Beetles Rhinestone glue, and I'm going to be laying this down right above the black leather part of the nail, and I want to do like a very skinny line going from one side to the next, but I want to work in small sections so that these caviar beads do not roll off. I'm using not the largest size that I have, but second to the largest size caviar beads, because since it's such a long nail, I just want to show or have these caviar beads stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going to take these one by one and lay them across each other. So once I have enough of these beads to fill out that section, I'm going to take my scraper and I'm going to use it to create a straighter line. This is such an easy hack to do when you're trying to line up these caviar beads in a straight row, and not necessarily a straight row because this is going to be bending a little bit, but just to get it in line with each other. You can manipulate it easier by using a card. Giving that a cure. And then I'm going to move on to the second half of this nail, and we're going to repeat the same steps of using the Beetles Rhinestone glue and lay down the caviar beads, and then use the scraper again to line it up and make a really nice, we need to use a different word than straight, crisp line. Straight line. I don't know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what word you'd use to explain a straight line that's not, it's a straight curved line. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm doing. After I give that a cure, I'm going to take a lint-free wipe and some nail cleanser, and we're just going to clean this up, shine it up, remove any polish from the skin. And for our next step, we're going to be doing cuticle work, which is applying Gelish Nourish Cuticle Oil back onto my skin, moisturizing up. And I'm amazed at how far this bottle stretches. This is probably the first bottle that I've bought ever, and it's still pretty full. Yeah, I'm just gonna rub this in. I'm being mindful of the matte finish of the lower half of this nail. I don't want to have to accidentally hit it to where I'm gonna have to nail cleanse it again, so I just want to be careful with that. But we are almost finished with this, you guys. A very simple, easy design. And again, I'm replicating the Louis Vuitton Afterglow platform ankle boot. It's at $1,650. Such an amount. It's really cool. It looks like it's the design pattern coming out of this leather looking thing. My explanations are not so great today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And join me again when I post another Louis Vuitton inspired design. Thanks. Bye.